Well, hello, hello. Good evening to you all. It is Sunday. Sunday. You'll pay for the whole seat and you'll sit on it comfortably. So, I'm Lise. This is Lise Plays, and we are playing through Morrowind in a series that I am calling Morrowind Remastered. So, when last I left you, I had just escaped from the Dwemer ruin, Arkanthond. Hello, Lee. Good to see you. Right on time as usual. So when last I left you, I had a lot of inventory management to do. So I did that because I didn't want you to have to sit here and watch me sell stuff and make potions and stuff. So I have succeeded in cleaning out my inventory, and I'm ready for more adventures. So before I get started though, Lee, I don't know if you've seen, but I have a design for a Gwarple t-shirt. I don't know, it got tweeted about by the artist, but I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's pretty fantastic. Let me see if I can dig it up for you. All right, enjoy. It is pretty fantastic. So, onward. Valeyn Dren is going to continue his spree of sartorial larceny. I have not yet made a t-shirt out of it. I will need a little bit of time to do that. Amazing! Yeah, she did a fantastic job, didn't she? Okay, OBS, you can stop freaking out. So, we are in the house of... Well, it is our house now. It was the house of Mr. Nerano. Andras Nerano, I think. As it turns out, it is perfectly legal to take property from a dead guy. So we have done so, and we are now wearing his fancy robes, which are pretty fantastic, if I do say so myself. The hat is a bit much, but you do what you can do. I've moved over all my stuff from the Mages Guild, all of the... Yeah, oh, we got back in even though we gave away the key. We did, the door had been unlocked so when we went out the back entrance, so it is still my house. So I'm not gonna complain. Yeah, so we have a closet full of clothing, some of which is ours. Also stuff I want to save for later. And we have our alchemy equipment. We have a bunch of ingredients in this little box. We have a couple of backup weapons there. And books. So I thought maybe I'd start off with a little bit of reading. So last time we read a short history of Morrowind. And as you may recall, On Morrowind was one of the books that we were given when we asked Hasfat and Tabalus, who was the quest guy for the main quest, about Morrowind lore. So let us take a look at this. We did read a short history of Morrowind already, but this one we have not read. Let me make sure. Ah yes, this is the right one. On Morrowind, the Imperial Province, by Aramanwe of Sunhold. Sunhold, you may remember, is a location in the Somerset expansion of ESO. After the conquest of Hammerfell, Imperial legions massed along the northeastern borders of Cyrodiil, and invasion fleets prepared in Skyrim. Initially, though the Imperial legions and navy were widely considered undefeatable, House Indoril and the Temple hierarchy proposed to resist to the death. Redoran and Dres stood by Indoril, with Telvanni remaining neutral. Flalu proposed accommodation. That is how the Flalu do. Contrived border incidents in Blackmarsh ended inconclusively, but the swampy terrain did not favor Legion and Navy coordination. Against the legions massed west of Silgrad Tower and Kraganmore, which I believe are in mainland Morrowind, and the legions west of Blacklight and Cormaris View, that's in the western side of Morrowind, Morrowind had pitifully small militias stiffened by small companies of Redoran mercenaries and elite units of house nobles and temple ordinators and armigers. Further complicating matters was the refusal of Indoril, Dres, Hlalu, and Telvanni to garrison the western borders. Indoril and Dres proposed, rather than defend the western border, instead to withdraw to the interior and fight a guerrilla war. With Hlalu advocating accommodation and Telvanni remaining neutral, Redoran therefore faced the prospect of standing alone against the Empire. Not such a good situation. The situation changed radically when Vivec appeared in person in Vivec City to announce his negotiation of a treaty with Emperor Tiber Septim, reorganizing Morrowind as a province of the Empire, but guaranteeing all rights of faith and self-government. A shocked temple hierarchy, which apparently had not been consulted, greeted the announcement with awkward silence. Indoril swore they would resist to the death, with the loyal support of Dres, while Redoran, grateful for a graceful excuse to avoid facing the legions unsupported, joined with Hlalu in welcoming the agreement. Telvanni, seeing which way the wind blew, joined with Hlalu and Redoran in supporting the treaty. Nothing is known of the circumstances of the personal meeting between Septim and Vivec, or where it took place, or the preliminaries which must have preceded the treaty. I bet there's fanfic about it. The public reason was to protect the identities of the agents involved. In the West, speculation has centered around the role of Zurin Arctis in brokering the agreement. Zurin Arctis is important in Daggerfall. In the East, rumors suggest that Vivec offered Numidium to aid in the conquest of the Altmer and Somerset Isle in return for significant concessions to preserve house rule. So if that's right, I mean, Numidium would have been in Red Mountain. We'll find out more all about Numidium in the future of this game, but and basically it's just like, here, have this giant robot, please, to conquer Somerset Isle, in return for significant concessions to preserve house rule, self-rule, house traditions, and religious practices in Morrowind. The Lord High Counselor of the Grand Council, and Indoril, refused to accept the treaty and refused to step down. He was assassinated and replaced by a Hlalu. That sounds like a very House Hlalu thing to do. House Hlalu took the opportunity to settle some old scores with House Indoril, and a number of local councils changed hands in bloody coup. More blood was shed in these inter-house struggles than against the Imperial legions during Morrowind's transition from an independent nation to a province of the Empire. The generals of the legions had dreaded an invasion of Morrowind. The Dwemer were widely regarded as the most dreadful and fanatic foes, further inspired by their temple and clan traditions. The generals had not grasped the political weaknesses of Morrowind, which Emperor Tiber Septim recognized and exploited. At the same time, given the tragic depopulation and destruction experienced by the other provinces conquered by Septim, and the swift and efficient assimilation of Morrowind into the imperial legal systems and economy, with relatively small impact on lower or upper classes of Morrowind citizens, the tribunal also deserves some credit for recognizing the hopelessness of Morrowind's defense and the chance of gaining important concessions at the treaty table by being the first to offer peace. By contrast, many Indoril nobles chose to commit suicide rather than submit to the Empire, with the result that the house was significantly weakened during the period of transition, guaranteeing that they would lose much of their influence and power to House Hlalu, whose influence and power was waxing with its enthusiastic accommodation with the Empire. Hence why we get called Imperial bootlickers. The temple hierarchy more skillfully managed their loss of face, remaining aloof from political struggles, and earning the goodwill of the people by concentrating on their economic, educational, and spiritual welfare. The end. Okay, so that explains a little bit of the political situation. Basically how Morrowind became part of the Empire, and setting up the scene for why the tribunal might have made those concessions. Alright, so let us see what we have to do. We still do need to bring the Dwemer puzzle box back to Hasvat and Tavalis. Our dear friend Sugarlip Sabasi wants me to go to Hla'od to deliver some Dwemer artifacts. Dwemer Tube, Dwemer Goblet, and Dwemer Bowl. I think I have a Dwemer Goblet and Dwemer Bowl, but I don't have a Dwemer Tube. Tube of Dwemer. I have to go to Aldrun and pretend to be this Felsen Sathandus. And I I also have to deal with this egg mine situation. So I think I'll go first to... Ooh! Apparently I jumped. Oh, and the Mages Guild wants me to do a thing, too. Okay, so first I am going to hie myself to Hasfat and Tabalus. OMG, I didn't realize until now that Sugar Lips was canon. Yeah! Oh no, I wasn't making that up. I'm clever, but I'm not that clever. Yeah, that's her name, Sugar Lips Habasi. I don't know that we have a real name for her. That might be her real name. I don't know. It's not a very flattering one. No, I want Fighters Guild. That is where Hasfat and Tabalus is hanging out.
May I help you?
Check and see if they have new stuff. More Restore Fatigue. Am I good on Restore Fatigue? Yeah, I think I'm good for now. I'll leave it alone. Unless there's Restore Health in there. Nope, just hammers. Mr. Hasfat and Tabalus, let us chat. Okay,
Go ahead.
Face me. Face me! I have done that little favor you asked for. Perfect. Just what I was looking for. Just let me take this Dwemer puzzle box, and then I'll tell you what Caius will want to know about the 6th house. And then about the Nerevarine. By the way, the inscriptions on the box seem to be directions for setting a Dwemer key to open a specific lock. If you're interested, after you've delivered your report to Caius, come back and maybe I'll have a key you can take to Arkenthond. Now, I did find a key. I don't know if that's the same key or not, but I guess we'll find out. Alright, so, what do you... Well, I could ask you about 6th house and Nerevarine, but you're going to be giving me goodies, aren't you? Except not. Sure, tell me more about the 6th house. House Dagoth is the 6th house, the lost 6th house. In the First Age, House Dagoth betrayed the other great houses during the War of the First Council, and was destroyed for their treason. I can answer any questions you have, but I'll also give you some notes to give to Caius, and recommend some 6th house references he should read. Such as? Here's a list of cheap books. All of them will tell you something about the 6th house and how it ended. The War of the First Council, Saint Nerevar, Nerevar Moon and Star, and the Real Nerevar. Try the bookseller, Derisa Darville, over in the... Excuse me. We've forgotten my sneezes, haven't we? Over in the commercial district. She'll have at least some of these titles. Okay, and how about... Do you have anything to say about House Dagoth? Was the 6th of the 7 Dunmerer great houses. Nothing remains of the 6th house. Its members were all slain or adopted into other great houses following their treason in the War of the First Council. Their clanstead was called Kogorun. And I don't know if you remember this, but Kogorun is, I think, a public dungeon in ESO Morrowind, if I recall correctly. It's one of the two. Bless you. Thank you. And let's ask about the Nerevarine. The Ashlanders believe a reborn Nerevar will unite the Dunmer against the Outlander invaders and restore the ancient Dark Elven nation. Nerevar is a legendary hero and saint of the Temple, but the Temple denies the prophecy and persecutes heretics who believe in the Nerevarine. Tell Caius that Sharn Gra Musgob would be a better person to ask about the native faiths and superstitions. Isn't that the grumpy orc at the Mages Guild, I think? Maybe. Do you have any papers to give me? Hasfat's notes for Kosades. Yes, I have those. Anything else about Dwemer artifacts? Weapons, armor, housewares, coins, and other items of Dwemer design are often found in Dwemer ruins. Yep, I definitely saw some of them. They are prized by historians and antiquarians and very valuable. I like the sound of that. The Emperor, however, has declared all newly discovered Dwemer artifacts to be possessions of the Crown and forbids their trade or sale. Now, smuggling Dwemer artifacts is treason, but smugglers will still risk execution for such a profitable crime. Anything else about the puzzle box? The inscriptions on the box seem to be directions for setting a Dwemer key to open a specific lock. You've delivered... Yeah, he said that. Okay, well. Thank you, sir. I shall deliver my report to...
Do you want something from me?
To Caius. What is this? Fighters Guild Charter. I do not care about that. So, he has told us that the 6th house is one of the original 7 Dunmer houses. I know what 5 of them are. I don't know what the
May
7th
I
is supposed to
help
be.
you?
I wonder if this is going by the lore where the Dwemer were considered to be a house. Because some sources refer to them as House Dwemer, which is not really a thing, but that is what some of the lore says. But yeah, they were the 6th house. They were wiped out for treason. They didn't give us a lot of specifics, did they? Okay, and I actually would like to take a look at these notes before I give them to shirtless Jean-Luc Picard. Because they do say more than Hasfat himself tells us.
Well, hello there.
Well, hello there. Okay. Let me look at the notes. Hasfat's notes for Cosades. Following are notes prepared by Hasfat and Tabalis for Caius Cosades. 6th house. House Dagoth is an extinct great house. In the wake of the ancient Battle of Red Mountain, its leadership was revealed to have plotted treason and was discredited. Many of House Dagoth died defending the house. Those survivors who were faithful to the Great Council were redistributed among the other houses. The temple says the ancient legendary evil beings that dwell beneath Red Mountain in the Dagoth-Ur region are the original leaders of this extinct house, sustained by some powerful evil sorceries. Other references. Oh, yeah, these are the books he listed. Okay. Yes. These notes, I trust you didn't work you too hard for them. I'll look them over in more detail later, but now I have some new orders for you. Order me around. I've glanced at Hasfat's notes. They cover the 6th house admirably, but not the Nerevarine Cult. Hop on over to the Balmora Mages Guild. It's right next to the Balmora Fighters Guild. Yes, I'm aware of where it is. Get Sharngra Musgob to tell you what she knows about the Nerevarine. She'll have some silly errand for you. Do what she asks, and report back when she's given you the information. Alright, I can do that. I can do silly errands. Now, he may have some books lying around his house, like The War of the First Council. That might be useful. He also has some... I don't know. He probably would be cross if I took this, so I won't take it. But I might read the book, but not right now. So let's go back over to the Mages Guild and talk to the Grumpy Orc. And you will recognize where she is sending us. Looks like it's a clear day in Balmora. Looking for signs of cliff racers. Gotta be careful. Be on your guard always. I'm still working on highlighting the, doing highlights of the 3rd episode, the one I did on Wednesday. Today has been a rough day for energy levels, for various reasons. One of which might be the fact that I had my COVID booster, along with my flu shot, on...
Do you have something to say?
Friday? Yeah, Friday. And I'm not really feeling a lot of side effects, but I am a bit sleepy. And kind of, I don't know, I just feel kind of a little bit run down. So if my energy level isn't as high as it usually is for these streams, please excuse me. I'm doing my best. But, you know, I always love playing games, so might as well be here anyway, right?
All right, I'm intrigued.
Okay, we were
Go
gonna...
ahead.
we were gonna talk to Sharon over here, right. Hello!
You need not be afraid.
No interruptions!
Only
Oh,
fools
you're one of Caius's associates. That is a different matter. I need a better voice for her. Thanks for streaming even though your immune system is busy. We don't have to stay super late or anything. Yeah, no worries. I'm good for now. I need a good voice for her. You are one of Caius's associates? That is a different matter. Caius and I have a very satisfactory arrangement. Oh, do you? And I'm sure we can come to some sort of agreement if you will complete a little errand for me. Of course. The errand, then, is very simple. I need the skull of Leviel Andrano. You'll find it in Andrano Ancestral tomb. Now, you may remember, this is where we went into and we were killed a lot by ghosts and bone walkers, and we had some timey-wimey shenanigans. Hopefully now we are a little bit higher level and we will be able to manage it all right. The Dunmerer have some peculiar primitive prejudices against necromancy and take grave objection to unauthorized tomb visits. See what I did there? Grave objection? Alright. Tell me more about this place. The tomb is south of Pelagia, just off the road. Just before you reach the fork where the road goes southwest towards Seydanin and southeast to Vivec. You may need an enchanted blade. Some spirits are immune to normal weapons. Here, take this old short sword. I have a better sword, but okay, sure. And maybe these old scrolls will come in handy. Okay. She gave me 2 scrolls of Taldim Scorcher and 2 scrolls of Vitality. And who was Levuel Andrano? He was no one special. A journeyman enchanter. There may be many skulls in Andrano tomb, but you'll have no problem recognizing Levuel's skull from the ritual markings. Ritual markings. Okay, that seems like necromancy to me. In the Empire, necromancy is legitimate discipline, though body and spirit are protected property and may not be used without permission of the owner. But in Morrowind, the Dunmerer love necromancers and put them to death. That's absurd, of course, since the Dunmerer summon their own dead to guard tombs and defend the family. Sacred necromancy is righteous, while philosophical necromancy is evil. It's primitive superstition is all. Opens tracker? I don't know what you mean. Okay, yeah, so... Oh, right. I haven't gotten killed yet. You didn't miss anything. Okay. So, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go deal with a situation in the egg mine. And then from there head over to... Well, depending on what time... Well, what time is it in game? It is 1 p.m. I probably have enough time to deal with that, and then I'll come back here.
I can spare.
In case of death. You are prepared, if nothing else. In case of death or things going pear-shaped. So we will be going south of Belmora, following the river, which we have learned is called Odai. By the way, I wanted to show you this statue over here. It is rather garish, as Lord Vivec likes it. Yeah, so it's a statue of Vivec. Now, there's not normally a statue of Vivec here. There is a mod I have called Ports of Ardenfell that I think adds this in, and adds in all of these cool candles and stuff. I mean, it's a nice touch. I'm just like, why the heck would they put it by the Silt Strider in Belmora? I'm not really sure. It doesn't seem like the best place to put this grand statue. There's one like it in Vivec City, which makes more sense, but I don't know why it's here. So yes, we shall follow the river south. That is the Silt Strider we hear. What are those ripples in the water? What the heck is that? Oh, that's a Quama Forager. I think this would probably be a good opportunity to train up my, my halberd. My spirit skill. Which I'm apparently not very good at. But it's good practice. Are you dead or not? Make up your mind. You're very conscientious. I happen to have done this quest fairly recently with my character Lysail, who is my test case for this. Honestly, so far the game has been pretty rock solid. I haven't had any crashes. I did have one small issue where I had lost the cursor and had to restart. Ooh. These mushrooms are so cool. I don't want to go too crazy on plants here. I've already got a lot I don't know what to do with, so... So, I seem to recall Cork Bulb is used for restore health. It's not one of the things I know it does yet, because I my alchemy is not that high yet, but my recollection is that it's involved with that. Also, while I was doing some inventory management, I discovered a couple of potions that I didn't know. For example, feather plus dreg shell makes telekinesis, so I now have a couple of potions of telekinesis. Let's talk to these people. This is the egg mine over here. Hello, Finjan.
What is this about?
The poachers. I'm a miner in the Shulk egg mine, but I'm getting some fresh air. Very good. Can you tell me anything about the egg poachers? We haven't seen Savilu often or Danila Valas, but eggs keep disappearing, and they know the place. Easy for them to get in and out. Stay out of sight. Okay. Any rumors you want to tell me about? At first, it seemed the fuss about the Nerevarine prophecy was just silly superstition. Then I learned that the Dunmerer have been waiting for Lord Nerevar to come back for centuries. The Incarnate, they call it. Every few years, an Ashlander appears, and the tribes call him the Incarnate. Then the temple goes out, hunts him down, and reveals him as a fake. Why does the temple worry so much about it? A very good question, my dear Bosmer. A very good question. Let's talk to this gentleman.
What's your story?
I'm a miner in the Shulk egg mine, but I'm just out here taking a break. They're very defensive. It's like, look, I'm not going to dock your pay, dude. Okay, what do you know about the egg mine poachers? Savilo Othan and Danila Valas used to work here. Not good people. Could be hiding somewhere in the mine. Very good. Alright. Let us go into the mine. So, I thought they told you stuff about Quama, if you asked. I want to know stuff about Quama. Morrowind lore. Foul murder is punished by compensation, hard labor, or sometimes by writ of assassination. No. Advice? Yeah. Ah, Quama foragers and warriors won't attack us, since they're used to our smell. But they'll attack intruders, and you smell like an intruder. But don't worry, the queen squirts out foragers and warriors like seeds. If the foragers and warriors bother you, kill them or run past, whichever is easier. But do us a favor and don't kill the workers. They won't bother you, and we need them to keep the queen laying and the eggs ripening. Okay, so basically scribs and the queen and workers aren't going to attack us, but the warriors and foragers will. Save? Yes, thank you. Glad I have somebody reminding me. Alright, friends. I do not need any more Quama eggs, so I probably will not take any of these. Don't they look gross, though? They're like vibrating in what look like piles of guts. Here's a forager. Which I'm going to fail at hitting, apparently. But my spear skill increased. Well then. Scribs will not bother us. Is that a worker or a warrior? That is a warrior, isn't it? Oh, no. There's a Quama forager coming for me. My ridiculous spear. Spear of ridiculousness. Plus 10. Maybe I should get it enchanted or something. This is going to take forever at this rate. Oh, there we go. I don't know which way I should go. Guess I will go this way. This is the mining camp. Oh no, I want the... I don't think these are the miners. I think this is just the mining camp, like it says. At what spear level do you start stabbing with your eyes open, right? I have to get somebody to train me in stabbing with my eyes open, apparently. Ah, just another weirdo carrying a bag in a weird way. Hello. No, I don't actually want it. This is how I get into trouble, accidentally sneaking and accidentally. Hey, that's a hell of a fro you got there. Yeah. Common warriors and miners won't attack. Do you know anything about the egg poachers? They used to work here. Not good people. Could be hiding anywhere in the mine. You don't have anything useful to tell me, do you? I bet she's gonna say the same thing. Quama Foragers. The Quama Forager scouts the surface of the land and natural underground passages, searching for suitable locations for new colonies and hunting for prey. Foragers are aggressive, but not very dangerous. I guess that depends if you can hit them. Do you know anything about the poachers? We don't know anything about that. We're just doing our jobs.
You've got my ear. Let's hear it.
Alright. There a way out of this camp? Okay, yeah, this way.
All right, I'm listening.
See,
Speak up!
she has a basket on her head. Is she supposed to have a basket on her head? I think that that's the Hold It mod doing that, but God knows if that's where it's supposed to be. So yeah, this is what's called an egg mine. Because Quama lay their eggs in these cave-like structures. Well, they dig them out. And so it's kind of like a mine, but a mine for eggs.
Speak up!
In case you were wondering what the heck an egg mine is. That is either a warrior or a worker. And that is a Quama Forager, which wants to eat us. And I do not want to attack the scrib. Ooh, I just leveled up. However, I'm not going to be leveled up until I rest. It's so she can steal things without anyone noticing. Exactly! Swoosh, 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 swoosh. Yeah, that's me trying to hit things with the spear. Pretty much. Okay, so right now these are the bonuses I have. I really need more bonuses on int. I mean, I guess I could try casting more spells. Let's try casting my bound spear, which I only have a 17% chance of casting. Yep, that didn't work. I could try casting Soul Trap. That might actually be useful. I do have some soul gems to fill. Yeah, it's like putting a bucket over their head, basically. Welcome, welcome. Well, that's an interesting shadow. Ooh, it's a door. I believe this is where I want to be. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's put some shield on me. That I can do without failing. And resist magic. No, I can't actually do that. A lot of spells I can't actually use. Very frustrating. Is there anything else I should do before I go in? Don't need to restore fatigue. My health is good. Alright then. I guess I'm definitely not going to use my, my spear for this part. Yep. It's been a lot easier than it did on my character Lasalle, but hey, come back here. Yes, yes, I'm leveling up. Come here. Yeah. You know that's right. That's not the queen. Where the hell is the queen? This is the queen's lair. Hope they didn't kill the queen. That would be bad. I might as well take all this crap and sell it. 10 Kwama eggs. Jackpot! Yeah, I want to know where the queen is. I think this is like a side entrance in. But where is the queen? That is not the queen, that is a... Thank you. Kwama, 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 chameleon. Yeah, there's a lot of these buggers back here. Let's go back to casting shields. Gotta get that sweet, sweet... No, I guess not. Oh, something's about to attack me. Ah! See, I'm better with hitting with that. I just want to see the queen. Maybe I'm a weirdo. Yeah, that's pretty creepy. Come here. Okay, I think this will lead me out of here. Should make sure I save. I've dealt with the egg poachers. There's no worse crime than poaching eggs. Wait, wait! Does this mean they poach eggs? Like, cook them in liquid? I just thought of the implications of that. How am I just thinking of this? Now I want a poached egg. Said no one ever. Lise! John! John isn't here. He can't save you now. Maybe I will find my way out. Man, how many of you little buggers are there? Should probably go back to my spear. Just for practice. I haven't seen any warriors. I think they are scarce. Either that or I've just been lucky. Hello. Have I just gone around in circles? I have no idea. It all looks the same. So does anything actually happen if you just killed all the non-com Kwama? I have no idea. They might become hostile, but I doubt it. Probably not. I mean, it would take us a while, and honestly, I'd rather not find out, but... Look, you're embarrassing me. Just die already. Back to the mining camp. Wait. I came in this way. Ah. Damn it. I think that counts as a lost. He just lays down before he's even dead. He just gives up. That isn't very sporting of you. Maybe this will take me out? Oh god. Just endless stores of Quama Foragers. At least that's giving me good spear practice. Maybe this is the way out, please. Cascadian Isles region. Hooray! Well, we have dealt with the problem. These guys probably don't give a shit. Hey, you guys been taking a break for a while now.
Say, Dunmerer?
Did he just call me Dunmerer instead of Dunmer? Lost, yes. Put it on the checkbox. Had no problems with missing eggs since you took care of the problem 5 minutes ago. Okay. Let us go back to Balmora for the night, and then tomorrow we will set out to the tomb that kicked our ass before. That now we have a plot reason to go to. And we should also turn this quest into the Fighters Guild. The quests that Adis, the head of the Fighters Guild in Balmora, gives you get slightly sketchier over time. It becomes clear that she's like... There's a certain point at which I probably won't do them anymore because they conflict with the Thieves Guild, but... Or at least not do the Balmora ones. You can go to other cities and do quests there. Wow. Pretty sky. Let's see if I can see both of the moons. There's clearly something up there, but it might just be covered with clouds. So, is that 2? 1... Well, now I can't tell how many I counted. Yeah, I think I only see 1. There should be 2. Master and Secundus. But maybe it's behind a cloud. I don't know. I can't say that these are the most realistic night skies. But they do look cool. Dunmerer is an amazing insult. Come back at the end of the game, 100 hours later. We're on break. They must be Union. Yeah, they have a good union, the egg miners do. Ah. Okay, let's go turn this quest into Adis. Although, maybe I will stop by and say hello to my friend Ravir. Ravir, do you have money after all the things I sold you? You do not. Well, so much for that. I pretty much bought him out the last time I was in town. Ooh, the temple over there is glowing green. Cool. Alright, I did turn the gamma
Go
up.
ahead,
I hope it's not too bright. But it helps because everything is very dark, especially if you're looking at this on like a lower resolution screen. Hello, I'm from Canada. Yes. Where am I from? I am from Massachusetts. Land of enchantment. What's the status on those egg poachers? You got both of them? Good. Here's your payment. 100 septums. 100 septums? Really? That's all? We got some extra potions from a recent raid. Take these. They'll come in handy. Just tell me when you're ready for more orders. You're from Caldera. Funny you don't look Calderan. Okay. Will she give me advancement yet? No, not yet. Okay. I am not ready to level up in many ways. Alright, what's the next thing you need? You probably to go to Caldera. Yeah. Kill 4 Telvanni agents responsible for trouble at the Caldera mine. Yes. Tell me about these Telvanni agents. Sometimes I live in Pelagiad. Why would you want to do that? You must like Imperial towns. Okay, 4 Telvanni agents are responsible for thefts and disappearances at the Caldera ebony mines. Their names are Alinu Aralen, Sathasa Nerothrin, Fafina Herothrin, and Alvaleg. That doesn't sound like a Telvanni name. I already got one of those. I don't need another. They're hiding in the cave in the hills north of Caldera Mine. When the 4 agents are dead, report back to me. Take care. It's very likely that one of them is on lookout posted outside the mines. The quickest way to Caldera is probably to have the guild guide at the Mages Guild transport you, but it is your choice. Yeah, no. We're just gonna have a little bit of blocking going on here. Goodbye. All right. All right. No, I don't have any stuff on the Telvanni. Oh, and OBS is going crazy again. Hey, calm down. All right. Yeah, the lighting's a little bit weird. So it's significantly darker when I do that, and then I don't know. Okay, so we turned in that quest.
Do you
We
need
might as well
something?
rest. Alright. You had a disturbing dream. You can only recall one part. A tall figure with a golden mask led you among the dead as through a wedding celebration. You heard many voices, but no lips moved. You strained to breathe, but your chest didn't move. The tall figure spoke with each figure as he passed among them, laughing and joking as if they were alive, but they made no reply. You tried to cry out, but without breath, your tongue fluttered in vain. Well, that was troubling. I'm sure that doesn't mean anything at all. Okay. So, creepy dreams. Check. Wait. That means I didn't sleep because I didn't level up. Okay, let's try again. Maybe this time I will actually rest. Right, because it's 10 p.m. still. Yes, please. I would like to sleep. Yes, finally. All suddenly obvious to you. You just have to concentrate. Yeah, hard enough to do that. Okay. I haven't picked int in a while, and it's pretty low, so I'm going to pick int. Luck as always. My stunning personality is also low, so I'm going to go ahead and pick that. Alright. There we go. I haven't leveled up willpower yet. That's probably a good idea to level up next. Though I don't know what actually improves willpower. Affects your ability to resist magic and your maximum fatigue. Yeah, but what actually, like, trains it? I have no idea. Ah, Hasfat, you said you might have a key for me. Don't you? Yes, I remember. Didn't you say something about a Dwemer key? Oh, yeah. Here's a Dwemer key, made according to the instructions I found on the puzzle box you brought me. No idea what it's good for, but if you take it back to Arkanthon, maybe you'll find the lock it opens. Maybe. We'll
Please,
see.
by all means.
Now the question is, do I want to go deal with that first? I don't think I'm ready to be lost in Arkanthon again. So I think instead we are going to go towards the
I
Andrano
suppose
Chapter.
I have a moment. What is it?
Except it's the middle of the night still. No, it's 4 a.m. Well, I will loiter for a moment. Okay, now I can at least see. It is almost time for me to get my second adult beverage of the evening. Okay, maybe not just yet, but... So basically we're gonna go as if we're going back to Satanin. And I mean...
Yes.
I guess I could take a Silt Strider, but I can't, like, go directly there, so it's 6 of one, half dozen of another. And I could loop back by Hlaod when I, yeah, we'll see. We shall see. So I managed to do some sewing this weekend. I have been working on a costume for a LARP that started this fall. Well, it was supposed to start a year ago, but then, you know, the pandemic happened. And I'm making I'm currently making a mock-up of Sarafan, which is sort of like a Russian, like old Russian style apron dress. And I did not finish the dress itself. I still have to do the shoulder straps. But that will keep me busy for a little bit. It is only the mock-up, and then I have to, like, make it in real fabric. And make the shirt in real fabric. Sometimes I'm like, why do I do this to myself? Because it isn't always fun. Honestly, what nobody tells you about sewing was that a lot of it is cutting and ironing, and very little of it is actually sewing. I recently learned about those Russian dresses. I was trying to figure out what the Regency English version was called. Regency English version? What do you mean by the Regency English version? I mean, there are the, you mean, like what they would have worn in Russia at the same time? Or what? I'm confused what you mean by the Regency English version. Lovely scenery we have in Morrowind. We've got rocks, we've got dead trees, the occasional scrib. Don't say we lack for scenery here. In England around 1800 there was a version of those because one of the royals was a Russophile. Russophile? It was a day dress. Oh! Yeah! There's something called a polonaise, but that's more 19th century. Well, I mean, Regency is early 19th century. But that's more of an outer garment. There are, what are they called? Dalmas or something? There are things that are meant to look like Russian Orthodox garb. Like, are they called like dalmas or something? I don't remember. I might have made something like that at one point in time. I don't remember. My memory's shotly. I think I want to go this way? Don't remember, honestly. Now Khand, Almora, Ghostgate, Surin. Let's go towards Pelagiad, because it is after Pelagiad. My understanding of history is super limited to Regency England. That is oddly specific. Just a time period you have a lot of interest in? I do love these trees. Textures on them are really nice. This is the prettiest part of the game world, I feel like, the Ascadian Isles. It's just lush and green. This is the part where I like the scenery. Been into that cavern. Yeah, I'm a bit obsessed. That's when Jane Austen wrote, and my historical novel is set then too. Oh, of course. I didn't know you were writing a historical novel, honestly. Now I do. Did I ever tell you, when I was in England, it was late 2019, I went to Bath, which is where Jane Austen lived for a while, and there's a Jane Austen museum that I went to there, which was pretty fantastic. It was fun. I learned that I should definitely read more of her than I already have, which honestly is very little.
What can I help you with?
Bath! Jealous. I've never been to England at all. Well, back in the days before the pandemic, I used to go there a couple of times a year for LARP stuff, but Yeah, I haven't been there since 2019 at this. Yeah, makes me sad. I do love it there. Okay, this way, right? Right, because I want to go towards Pelagiad. We are going to the Andrano Ancestral Tomb, which I've mentioned earlier, but at the risk of repeating myself, I will say it plays a role in ESO, the main plot of ESO Morrowind as well. Because the main plot of Vivec, of ESO Morrowind, is that Vivec is losing his power, and he suspects, for reasons which you will know if you played this game, that it has to do with the stuff in this game, basically. And so he sends these coded message to ask an ancestor in the Andrano Ancestral Tomb. I don't know if it's Leviul. I can't remember whose skull it is we're after. But keep in mind, this is like 800 years after the events of ESO, so that skull might have been used for ritual purposes since then. I would love to go to Bath and get a Regency dress and hang about. There's a lot of fun stuff to do in Bath. There's also a costume museum there, which we spent like the whole day in. There's a famous, oh god, I can't remember his name. A famous astronomer is from there. Famous British astronomer. Was it Kepler? No. Well. I cannot remember. There is a gin distillery that makes a gin that I really like. Lots of good food. The Roman baths, of course. Yeah, there's a lot to see and do there. I wish there was less green and brown, but the mod really does pretty it up. Yeah, I mean, there's some pink, but yeah. That is some impressive wind noises, too. Should save, so I don't have to make this walk all over again. One thing I was sad about when I was there is, so I don't know if any of you know, I mean, some of you probably know Atlas Obscura. There's also a site, Gastro Obscura, which is kind of the same idea but for foods. And one of them is to have water from the fountain in the pump room, which is a restaurant at the Roman Baths, which has apparently been a restaurant for many years. And back in Jane Austen's time, here we are. People would believe that the water from the fountain, which came directly from the spring at the Roman Baths, they believed it had restorative powers. So it has apparently a very peculiar, probably metallic taste to it. Yes, unfortunately I did not get to taste it because it was out of order when I was there. So I was very sad that I didn't get to knock that off. It was, yeah, it was described as being very sulfury. And yeah, I ignored the guar. I'm sorry. I should feel bad. Okay. Let's see if I do better against the undead this time. Time for creepy noises! And there's also a really cool, like, real spa, not like historical Roman bath thing, called Therme Spa. Oh my god, it was fantastic. You get they give you an extra hour for whatever, because it's not like a spa in the US where you go and you get a treatment and then they like kick you out. It's just like you pay to go there for 2 hours or more, and they give you an extra hour if you have a receipt from the Roman baths. So we went there for like 3 hours. They have one big pool, which is like 90-degree water. Yeah, I've looted all of these already. Right, because we've been in here. They have an outdoor pool that is also 90 degrees. And I was there in November, so it's really nice to like the contrast between the 90-degree water in this pool that is on the roof, and you can look out and see the entire city of Bath at night. You know, 40-degree air. And yeah, that was pretty incredible. They have 2 steam rooms, one sauna, a celestial relaxation suite, chromotherapy showers, which were just kind of silly, But, oh, they have an ice bar where, like, you can go into the steam rooms and, you know, get all really nice and warm. And then you can go over to the ice bar and rub yourself down with ice. It's mostly pools in the hills. Sounds nice. I'd love to go to something like that here in the US. Or in Canada would be fine, too. Although, traveling's a little bit more difficult. Although my mom has been going up to Canada nearly every weekend, so... it's not stopping her. Oh, that's cool. You can see the cloud of... ooh. Oh, that is creepy. You see what I see? Yeah, they do a really good job of making this place creepy. And yet, here I am, digging around, taking stuff from crypts. Like it don't matter. Okay. Did we go through here? Yes. What's down this way? I forget. More stairs. I don't know which of these I should go to first. I cannot remember which I've already been through. I remember there was a bone walker here that may or may not have killed us in this timeline. I don't recall. Apparently we did not kill the bone walker in this timeline. Well, she did give me those scrolls. Like, tell them Scorcher. Oh, it's on touch. Well, screw that noise. Let's go back to my good well, I'm gonna have to go back to my good sword. Where's my weapon? Definitely much easier this time. Oh, hello. Ooh. Did I dodge that? No. Whee! Creepy music! I'm just enjoying the creepy music now. I do have this cool flame boat ring. Nope, that's not what I want. Damn it! Let's do the Talbum Scorcher. Oh, that was easy. I'm not very good at this game. And I should save. Yeah, another creepy room. That's the skull. Skull of Leviel Andrano. Dagger of Judgment. Oh, another book of the 36 Lessons of Vivec. Sermon 15. Okay, I have to read this. It's just the way it is. Although it is in Sermon 14, but... These were the days of Resdania, when Chimer and Dwemer lived under the wise and benevolent rule of the Almsivi and their champion the Hordador. When the gods of Veloth would retreat unto their own, to mold the cosmos and other matters, the Hordador would at times become confused. Vivec would always be there to advise him, and this is the third of the 3 lessons of ruling kings. The ruling king will remove me, his maker. This is the way of all children. His greatest enemy is the Sharmat, who is the false dreamer. You or he is the Shingle, Hordador. Beware the wrong walking path. Beware the crime of benevolence. Behold him by his words. I am the Sharmat. I am older than music. What I bring is light. What I bring is a star. What I bring is an ancient sea. When you sleep, you see me, dancing at the core. It is not a blight, it is my house. I put a star into the world's mouth to murder it. Tear down the pylons. My blind fish swim in the new phlogiston. Tear down the pylons. My deaf moons sing and burn and orbit me. I'm older than music. What I bring is light. What I bring is a star. What I bring is an ancient sea. You alone, though you come again and again, can unmake him. Whether I allow it is within my wisdom. Go unarmed into his den with these words of power. I Gartok Padome Kim I Alta Dun. Or do not. The temporal myth is man. Reach heaven by violence. This magic I give to you. The world you will rule is only an intermittent hope, and you must be the letter written in uncertainty. The ending of the words is CV. I mean, reach heaven by violence. Ah, I love this. I love this book. I'm gonna take it. I wonder if that book is here when you come in the ESO timeline. I don't think these murals were here originally. I have a mod that adds a whole bunch of concept art to murals all over the world. I believe this is some of the original concept art by Michael Kirkbride. Because the art style does seem similar. So creepy with this haze! Ah! Can't stand it. Scroll of Elemental Burst Fire. I'll take that. Cheap Restore Luck. Bargain Shock Resistance. Native Marad Live Veteran Helm. Medium armor. I'll take that to sell it. Some herbs. More bone meal. Okay. We have the skull we need. We might as well keep exploring. Oh no, we tore down all the pylons. Now we need more of them. You must build additional pylons. Ah, it's time for booze. Which means I have to tell you what booze I am drinking. Matt wanted to do this just because he wanted to tell you what we were drinking. Yes, I did save, darling. But I'll do it again. So, tonight we are drinking bourbon barrel-aged Arrows. This is the first batch of Arrows brewed at River Styx Brewery. So we hand-selected a very special bourbon barrel from Heaven Hill Distillery and let him rest for 25 months. The God of Love emerged as a full-bodied Oreo bourbon treat that can't be missed and won't be forgotten. So yeah, it is. They don't say it on this label, but their Eros is conditioned on Oreos. So it does have a nice Oreo flavor to it. And it is otherwise a stout, but it is fantastic. This is one of the ones we went to the special release for. This was the 4-year anniversary, I think. Not the one we went to recently. Man, that's good. And I'm not the biggest stout fan in the world, but that is good. Homilies of Blessed Almalexia. I'll read one of them. Sothasil and the Scribes. Not to be confused with Sothasil and the Scribe, which is a book in ESO. Young Sothasil, while playing in the egg mines, saw a number of scribs in a deep shaft, and he began to cast stones upon them, snickering as they skittered and scattered, until one of the scribs, lifting its head up in agony, cried out to Sothasil, "Please, please, have mercy, little boy, for what is sport to you is suffering and death to us." And so Sothasil discovered that the idol of amusements of one may be the solemn tortures of another. I guess Sothasil was a jerk when he was a little boy. Yeah, this is their special barrel-aged one, but this is one they normally have on tap, too. I don't think right now, though. River Styx is pretty fantastic. Alright. Oh, but I want to know about Lord Vivec and the Contentious Beasts. A Shulk and a Khajiit were strutting back and forth in a foyada, casting aspersions of one another's looks. "You're the ugliest creature alive," the Shulk told the Khajiit. "No, you are the ugliest creature alive," the Khajiit told the Shulk. For each thought himself most handsome and the other most ugly. Then Lord Vivec chanced by and settled the dispute. "No, you both are the ugliest creatures alive, and I will not have my pleasant sojourn spoiled by your unseemly squabbling." So he dealt them both mighty blows, shattering their skulls and silencing their argument, and went merrily upon his way. and thus Lord Vivec proved the ugliness is as much in one's manner as in one's appearance. That's our Lord Vivec. Sure, I'll take it. Isn't he a charming gentleman? Vivec, dude, right? He's a monster. But he's our monster. I bet in there. My Twitter handle used to be Homies of Blessed Almalexia. Love this book. Sophie, hello! Nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. This is what I am calling Morrowind Remastered. We are playing through Morrowind once again, 20 years later, with... I'm using Open Morrowind, and I'm using plus or minus the graphics overhaul mod list on the modding Open Morrowind site. So, yeah, we are a desecrator, which are basically a nice way of saying a tomb raider. Tomb raider. I can't talk. Ghoul heart. So yeah, we're going into tombs. We're stealing everything we can. We're a terrible human being, basically. But you know, Dunmerer. Why would they have so many ancestral tombs if not to be defiled, right? Exactly. I'm glad you see it my way. Alright. Did I check this out? I probably did. Oh. Yeah. So this was a little bit easier now that I have a couple of levels on me. It's no longer kicking my ass. So we finished that up. So what do we still have to do right at the moment? At some point we should go back to Arkenthon and see what this key opens. Oh yeah, I had a creepy dream. No fun. I have to go to Caldera and kill some Telvanni agents. I have to bring this back to the Grumpy Orc. That's a solid argument. I like the first way. Steal all the books. Tome Raiser. Yeah, I'm more of a tome reader than I am a tomb raider. Okay. Yeah, I still need to get these Dwemer artifacts. Go to Fat Legs drop off. If Khajiit won't give you the Dwemer artifacts, find them and return them to Habasi. I do have a Dwarven bowl and a Dwarven goblet that I got out of Arkenthon, but I don't have the tube. So it might not be hard. And I also have to go to Alderaan and pretend to be this random Redoran. So let us go to Hlaod, I guess. Because we're not too far from Seydanine. And from there we can take a boat to Hlaod, and then we can sort of make a circle. Go up the Odai River to Balmora. Makes sense to me. I haven't managed to get any diseases. Okay, we've succeeded in getting a skull. We got ahead, you might say. Hey. That was definitely a John. I expected John out of that. John! Thank you, thank you. I depend on you for these things, Lee. Yes, in fact, this is the way. Oh, that's a nice little view as they come over the hill here. Beautiful inner sea. Ah, Seydanine, I'd say that I missed you, but I'd be lying. Although we can go talk to our friend Ariel, who has bought so much of our crap. Ooh, there's a nice mist on the water, too. Let's take a look. Yeah. We're gonna have to get over to Vivec at some point in time and examine that asteroid that I added. Whee! Adds a lot of sound effects too, which I'm quite fond of. Ooh, let's see if I can cast water walking. Not with no fatigue, I can't. Don't I have a restore fatigue thingy? Yes, I do. Oh, I don't want to take my hat off this time. I'm always talking about hats in this game. Like, I go back and I look at my VODs and I'm like, all I talk about is hats. Okay, good enough. See if I can cast water walking now. I have a 63% chance. There we go. Gotta practice some spells. I like how even though I picked the mushroom that was causing that green glow, it's still glowing green.
Speak freely, friend.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Satanine, Land of Enchantment. Okay, not really. Hello again. I bet you never thought you'd see me again.
I presume.
Would you like to buy some of my crap? Lower Arcanthond. I hope that isn't part of it I've been through before. Please buy some shoes. Please have some common pants. My pants are anything but uncommon. Which of these is better? This is crap, honestly. I'll sell it to him. Even he thinks it's crap. Oh, you can have my... But I want to keep my 36 lessons. I'm going to hold on to that. But you can have the Homilies of Blessed Almalexia and on Morrowind. Okay, let's see if I can get him up a little bit higher. There we go. Oh, he's wearing the helm now. Well, and he's carrying the book on his back with the weird-ass Hold It mod, which... Yeah, that sure is a look, dude. That mod is so broken. I don't know why it's so fucked up. Hey, Jildhorn, welcome back. I remember you. We are, we went to the Andrano Ancestral tomb to do the next step of the main quest. And now we are back in Satanine, where we started, going full circle, I guess. And we're gonna take a boat to Hla Ode. Actually, we don't need to take a boat. We can just walk. It's not that far. And where is Fargarth? He is here. He, oh. We've screwed him over in many ways at this point in time. We did not give him back his ring. And we also were kind of... We stole his secret stash of crap. Yeah, well read, how could you tell? He's just showing off, Sophie. Yeah, if we run across him, we might run across him. I don't know where he is, though. Oh, that might be him. Now remember, he has a Gilbert Gottfried voice.
I don't know if I can help.
What can I do for you, Valeyn Dren? How about your hiding place? Hiding place? I don't know what you're talking about. Leave me alone. Sure. Sure, Jan.
What's this about?
But he doesn't know it's me who took his stuff. Now, lest you're thinking, perhaps a wizard will fall out of the sky. I've already covered that ground. I was wearing that guy's robe for a while. And now I'm wearing the robe of another dead guy. Isn't it fabulous? Sky! You missed a reading of Sermon 15. It in fact contains the Reach Heaven by Violence quote, which we were discussing earlier on today. So did the wizard. Have you seen how it's possible to save the guy falling from the sky? Pretty funny. No, I haven't. How is it possible to save him? Can you just like cast slow fall on him or something at the last minute or something? I mean, it's definitely possible to use the Scrolls of Icarian Flight to cross the continent, but... Hey, Automod didn't ban me again. Yeah, I turned off a lot of its functionality. Because it was just being weird. And so far I've only had to ban one person tonight, so... The next might be you. Ooh, cool. I'm in a new zone. I guess this is the Bitter Coast region. What is this? Veiled Urnula. I don't know what this is. Is this from the original game, or is this something added in by a mod? Dust Cap. I don't remember any of these from the original game. Might be added in by, like, Tamriel Rebuilt or something like that. That's modded in. Automod flew too close to the sun and got its wings clipped. It's true. Yeah, I don't know what it's added in by. It might be Tamriel Rebuilt, which I do have on here. It's funny, actually, because when you look at the world map, because I have Tamriel Rebuilt... Oh, why does it not zoom out? There is... I don't know why it's not zooming out, but... There is half of Morrowind here, which is the half that Tamriel Rebuilt has built out. But then there's nothing on the west half, which is all in, like, preview mode for Tamriel Rebuilt. That is... Oh, it should... Yeah. Oh, yeah, it will... In Open Morrowind, there's a command ORI that will tell you the plugin it's from in the mesh. You can also just click on it and it will tell you the name of the mesh as well. And that latter one is just default. But, like, if I see another one of those, I will take the opportunity to do so. Now I'm curious. Yeah, I mean, I tried to... Oh, Nick sound. Ooh, I should do a soul trap. She says getting bitten in the face. And only having a 4% chance of doing... No, 54. That's much better. Nope, that was not what I meant to cast. Come on. There we go. Yay, I trapped a soul! A soul is mine! Okay, I'm pretty sure... I mean, Trauma Root is in the original. So, that one I'm not worried about finding out where it came from. Ooh, it's all dusty and stuff. Ooh, neat. Didn't know that. I haven't played with Open Morrowind past playing multiplayer with friends. I should have been casting miscast. Oh, honey. We'd be drunk by now if we were drinking every time I had a miscast. Blorp, blorp, blorp. Veiled Urnula. Okay. Let's try. Oh. Because now I want to see what it's from. Oh. Except. Ah. Keep hitting the wrong button. Okay. No implicit reference. I was clicking on it. ABF Urnula 01. Okay. Thought that was the command, but I could be completely wrong. Wow, the visibility is, like, incredibly reduced here. And that is a rat. I have been in this cavern over here with my other character, and I remember it kicking my ass. I don't know if I want to risk it again. I think you clicked off of it before typing, or... Well, I'll try it again with another one. If I can, like, find my way out of here. Should I go in this cavern or not? I have a feeling it's gonna kick my ass, but... That's more trauma route. Thought I saw something else here. Yeah. Dust cap. Okay. There we go. Okay. It's apparently from OAAB data, which is a mod that is used by a lot of stuff. Oh, specifically the Ashen Divide. So that's what it comes from. So that's one of the things that's added in by Graphics Overhaul. Good to know. Alright, well, I'm going to save and then I'm going to go into this cavern. Zansipilu. I have a feeling I'm going to get murdered in here, but... take our chances. You failed casting the spell, and now I'm out of magicka. Okay. Give me a magicka potion. So, clearly I'm not joining House Telvanni. I love how you can still hear all of the bubbling water. I have no idea what this place is. Hey, that's our word. Somebody else is coming for me. An archer. Charge! Okay. I have Taldum Scorcher I can use. Might as well make use of it. Come back here. Ah, I think I missed. Ah, fucker. Did I mention I'm bad at this game? Whoa. The lag hit me pretty hard. Something hitting me from behind. Shit, 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 shit. Heal. It's time to do grief. Lowers my agility. That ain't so great, but... time to chug some potions! Actually, I wonder if I can get out of here with Chameleon. I'll try. Anything is worth trying. Whee! Run away! What the hell? The Nyx hounds are like, hey, we heard you ran out of there. Man. Just not having good luck today. Now who's an Enwa punk? That archer. Goddamn pillar humping PvPers. Oh man. I have no idea why these people want to kill me. I just wanted to like come in and say hi to them. But they do live in a cave, and I have vowed that I'm gonna loot every Bandit Cave and other thing that I find that I can. Oh, hi! Okay. Need more help. That's Let's restore some agility after losing it. Do drugs. Yeah, I'm basically just doing them all. Okay. Out, out, I go out again. So unneighborly. Smugglers don't take kind of visitors, I guess. And I even brought them scuttle pie. Who doesn't love scuttle pie? Just like Mom used to make in the microwave. Okay. Let's do another. And put up some shield. Get over here. Did I kill you? Not quite. Now I have. Colovian fur boots? What do I have on my feet? Oh, I have way better than that. Well, I'll take it anyway. Give me all your stuff. Oh, I should save. Alright, let's see what these people are hiding in here that they value so highly. Insults of the Dunmerer. I mean, I guess there's that. I mean, I didn't think it was that good of a book, but everybody seems to have a copy of it. Whoa, charm. Whoa, charm. I don't know what that does. Well, I mean, I know what it does, but I don't know what. Oh, of course I'm over encumbered. Carrying all this crap. I guess I don't need to keep the shoes. They are low value. Telvanni mole crab greaves. What do I have for greaves right now? Studded leather greaves. Are they higher? No, they're worse. Nordic bearskin cuirass. Yeah. Now I'm just getting rid of all the heavy stuff. Love that sound of... I'm gonna put on the woe charm. Whoa! Where's that copy of Insults of the Dunmerer? That can go. Actually, books are actually really a decent value per pound. Nobody said there would be math. Oh, that'll have to do for now. Insults of the Dunmerer. Enwa, end of file. Pretty much. Exclusive, restore strength. Okay. Can I actually... I might as well try to use Unduce's open door just so I can get experience with it. Because I gotta get those spells. What? There's another thing? Oh no, that's just lighting, I guess. Yeah, the fact that there's, like, crumbled paper. What the hell is the crumbled paper about? Apparently somebody was writing a love note here or something. Oh, I don't know. The locked room. Ooh, that's a skill book. I'll take that. I could have a little nap. So, was this just like a bandit cave? Is that all there was to it? Ujama! I don't know why I'm jumping. Yeah, I'm over encumbered again. Ah. I have to get rid of the Dwemer cohere. Everything Dwemer is like so freaking heavy. I'm not carrying her. No, I'm. Only alchemy stuff I have is stuff I've picked up along the way. One of those bandits was a prominent local author. Hello, Clint. Good to see you tonight. We are exploring a random bandit cave. Oh, there's a slaughterfish down there or something. We will continue on into the bandit cave. Where I'm sure nothing else will try to kill us. Blistering Fomentarius. I don't actually know if this does anything useful, so I'm not going to gather too much of it. Well, it's a very scenic bandit hideout. They have that going for them. Oh. I was about to be like, can I sneak up on him? No. We know the answer to this, Lisa, and the answer is always no. Okay. Come at me, bro.
You will die here.
And these guys are tough. Flynn. I'll take some Flynn. Maybe I should rest before I go any further. I'm gonna go sleep in a stinky bandit hammock. Which is not a banana hammock, but you might be forgiven for thinking that. Something up there, isn't there? Oh no, that's just the roof, I guess. Okay, let's rest until healed. Let us continue our adventure exploring. Oh, for everyone who wasn't here at the beginning of the stream, Lisa has a design for a Wake Up Gwarple shirt. Oh god, what did I say this time to get the John? I don't even remember the John treatment. I don't even remember. Yeah, I will drop the link. Too many things open. Team Gwarple. Yeah, I haven't set up the merch shop in Stream Elements yet. So it isn't available to purchase just yet, but it will be soon. TM. Alright, yeah, so this going into this bandit cave was just on a whim, basically. Whimsy! Okay, I'm gonna stop picking Tramaru because I don't need any more. Scroll of Unduces Unhinging. Have I got enough of those things? Oh, this stuff's heavy. No, they're book. These are some well-read bandits. More veiled Urnula. The floor is really weird here. What the hell? The heck? What am I stuck on? Hammocks, apparently. Ah. What the heck? I'm not resting here. I just want to jump. Might as well jump. Mysterious Akavir. Okay. Leave the rest of this stuff behind. Actually, is that light? Yes, it is. What is my helm currently? 15. Okay. Can you desecrate a bandit cave, or can you only desecrate a ruin? Incredible. Well, after you kill all the bandits, isn't it a ruin by definition? Then you could desecrate it. Smart thinking. This is why they pay Sky the big bucks, right? Or something. Iron spear. Not better than my current weird-ass spear. They had fun decorating with Tremor root in here. Cloth helm. I'm gonna pass on that. Silver throwing knife. They weigh not very much though, so they're probably valuable. Or worth picking up at least. Yeah, so anytime you watch me play a game that has where you can loot stuff, there's going to be a lot of watching me loot stuff. Because that is just how the least do. Oh my god, I feel like there's only one type of scroll I find in these. 2 types of scrolls. One is Fiji's Gem Feeder, and the other one is Ondusi's Unhinging. That's actually a pretty good value by itself. That was pretty heavy for what it is. Here. Ah, so many things I have to leave behind. So many boxes. Hey, hey, that's racist. One day I'll find a Nerevarine who appreciates my outside-the-box logic, and then we'll kill Vivec. Wait, no, isn't that me? Want to hear Lisa's take on what? I've read his sermons. He appreciates a good god murder. It's true. So you want me to murder God? You want me to murder Vivec in this game? I mean, I could do it, but I'd have to finish the game in the weird backwards way you have to finish the game if you kill Vivec. I guess I could kill him after I get Wraithguard. But yeah, the fact that they built into this game a way to, a back way to, since there are no essential NPCs. Oh, come on.
There is no escape.
There's no escape from me failing to cast this spell, that's for sure. So yeah, there are no essential NPCs in this game, so if you kill Vivec, you are kind of screwed, because he kind of has to give you stuff for the main quest. But they built in a back way that you can win the game. Another insult to the Dunmerer? But at what cost? At what cost? Rat meat. Sky, it was your idea. Only kill Vivec if you want to explore the doomed world of your own creation. I mean, who says I don't? But the doomed world of my own creation has the back route to finishing the main quest, which I've never done. It could be quite interesting. I wish there was a way to organize things by how fucking heavy they are, or just like how heavy they are per unit of weight that you're carrying around. I don't think that's going to give me very much. Okay, that's something. Hello? Hello, Sublime Sinner. Win the game without abusing potion stacking. Well, to be fair, I've won the game without potion stacking, several times before, so... World was gonna doom itself eventually anyway. They're just suggestions. We may decide to do that. Killing Vivec has a certain, poetic justice to it. See what I did there? Poetic justice? Warrior poet? Yeah. I should probably save. Hello, Sublime. Welcome to the stream. We are exploring a random bandit cave called Zansipalu. We were on our way to Laod, and we just decided it sounded like fun. So, it's been a bit challenging. Not gonna lie. Most challenging has been inventory management, per usual. Hello, bandits! Iron Shard Lunger. Sure, I'll take Iron Shard Lunger. A devil is just an advisor whose bad advice you happen to listen to. I can't argue with that. I mean, if Sky is the devil on my shoulder, who's the angel on my shoulder then? Right? Maybe Lee. Drops head onto table. She's like, what did I do to deserve this? Ooh, herbs. Gimme. You know me, I'm a slut for alchemy. Take some hot, slow soap action. I'm lawful good, aka the straight man in the comedy troupe. Oh, we know you like those puns, though. You just pretend not to like them. Ooh, coins. You just like to play hard to get. Guar milk! I'll drink guar milk. Mother always said it does buddy good. It does do a body good. Thanks, Mom! Enjoy your little harp, nerd. I love you all. You're all fantastic. Does that make me a milk drinker? Oh, who cares? If I cared about what Nords thought of me. Note to Snoddier. Snoddier, I'm only going to tell you once, so read carefully. Recently, you apparently dropped some crates while loading the cargo into the storage area. They got caught in the water stream and got flushed out by the waterfall all the way into the Odai. You can consider yourself lucky that Nastasi and Agrab were able to intercept the goods before they got carried all the way to Laod. Otherwise, the whole town would have caught wind of our operation. Let me put this in a way that even a scuttlebrain like you can understand. Another mishap like this, and I'll feed you to the slaughterfish like the other idiots. Are we clear? Signed, Marrows. I get so mad when John hits me with a seriously good pun and I laugh before I get mad. He's really good at them. There's a reason why we do this. Seriously, only 2 types of scrolls. Musa. All these types of alcohols I've never seen before. More guar milk. Bandage. These must all be added in by mods. I've never seen them before. A leather hat. Oh, if only I were big and strong and had more room in my inventory. I just need to drink more guar milk, I guess. Bobbin. A drum! Maybe if I bring it to Creeper, he'll give me a discount. Not that he sells anything. Maybe he sells drums, I don't remember. Another on Juicy's Unhinging. My god. It's the only thing that's in here. I have so much alcohol on me right now. And I'm probably over-encumbered again. Oh, maybe I have to drop some of this alcohol. I mean, it is heavy. And honestly, It's not even the best thing. A sweet roll! I'm honestly really curious how much of Morrowind is from Daggerfall. I've been thinking about that since Matt mentioned the moral questions from older test games. I mean, you can play it. Daggerfall Unity's pretty far along. It is... I also, if you're not interested in actually taking the time to play it, which I can totally understand because it can be a very frustrating game at times, I recommend watching Sorcerer Dave's playthrough of it on YouTube. He has really good Let's Plays. I really enjoy them. Also, all of these episodes go up, if you ever can't catch one or whatever, all of these go up on my YouTube channel, which, of course, I don't have a convenient link to because I am ever unprepared, but, if you follow Scuttle Pie... actually, I think if you look down below on my social links, there will be a link to my YouTube. Yeah. I also try to put together, try being the operative word, try to put together highlight videos. But I haven't been very good about it, to be perfectly honest. Ooh, moon sugar. Why does it keep giving me all this stuff? All I had to do is kill a few guys. That's skooma? No, just empty bottles. And more... an empty jug. I played it before Morrowind, but I genuinely got lost for many hours inside a cave and didn't know how to leave. I mean, if you mean the starting Privateer's Hold, the starting dungeon, apparently that's a pretty common experience. Lots of people get lost in there and never manage to get out of it. So, don't feel bad. There is, a mod you can install called, I think, like, Smaller Dungeons or something, but it doesn't apply to the main quest dungeons, but for random dungeons it makes them a lot smaller, so they're a lot less crazy. I already looked in here. Or, no, I didn't. I need to stop picking stuff up, don't I? Why is there so much good stuff? Yeah, that's crap. I wonder if you can swim along here. I should try. Coin purse. Garnet. Well, this has been profitable, if nothing else. I hope you enjoy watching me play the inventory management game all the time. I know it's terribly exciting. Is this coin purse really just a coin purse? Oh no, you drop it on yourself and it's full of... Ah! What did I just do? I don't know. Fine. Stop having so much good stuff to pick up. Oh my god. This is getting ridiculous. Lease, inventing genocide. This is really profitable, weeps. I marked an empty house in the first town and just TP'd back when my pack was full. You could do a lot of alchemy. It's true, but all my alchemy equipment isn't here, so I can't really. Sky, you missed it, but I accidentally murdered a guy. I accidentally stabbed him like 20 times. And now I have his house in Balmora. A certain body early on for storing things. Are you referring to the house in Balmora? Because I have used that before, but as it happened, I accidentally stabbed a guy. And accidentally took all of his fancy clothes. Ooh, pillows! Drorain Thalos has been here. So now I have an even fancier house. Repair swage. What the hell does that do? what it says on the tin. Hell yeah. Pillows! We need them for our pillow fort. You'd think pillows would be lighter, wouldn't you? Yeah, we have a goal to make a pillow fort. I don't think I can afford to carry 4... Ooh, skooma. To carry 4 pounds of pillows out of here, I'm afraid, guys. As much as I would love to. I wonder if I can swim out of here. I'm gonna try. Well, I can't see a damn thing, which doesn't help. Let's see if I can get some light, although not that the light does much. Natural opening to Zansipalu waterfall. Cool! Fucking cool! I won't forget. It's on my list. Yes, we determined when we got to the first quest in the Fighters Guild where you have to kill rats for Jurain Thelos that we were gonna make a pillow fort at some point. It will happen. Okay, water breathing. Now would be a good time for that, which I have a 0 chance of casting. Well, that could also be because I don't have any magicka. Okay, now I have a 78% chance of casting it. Nope. There we go. I'm swimming towards a skeleton, which is really the only thing I can see in here. Drowned corpse. Is there a secret door or something down here? Maybe? Another drowned corpse, apparently. Or I've just gone around in circles. Both of these are possibilities. Nope. Because that one had a probe as well. Let's not become one ourselves. I knew 2 good places for pillows. We are apparently, like, behind a waterfall or something. I'm kind of exploring. Some of these ruins can be quite involved. Ooh, this goes outside. Natural opening to Bitter Coast region. Should I take it? Should I explore more? Do I have buoyancy as well? I do. That will help with movement a little bit. I don't think there's anything else to see in this section, so maybe I should just go out. That's not what I want to cast. Oh, come on. There was an opening here. There we go. Hey, I'm underneath a waterfall. Well, this is cool. Look at that. That's pretty neat. Now, where the fuck am I? You know 2 good places for pillows. I would love to hear what they are, Sublime. Was one of them Jurain Thelos' house? Because she has tons of them. Oh, look at that water. That water is lovely. So where the hell am I? I'm trying to go to Laod, which I think is this way? Lost! Yeah, I think when I say where the hell am I, that counts as being lost. Delicious sounds. Don't think I need any more veiled Urnula. I have enough already. What is this? Ah, that's more blistering fomentarius. That's more dust cap. It is interesting to see new plants, though. So I guess, you know, my goal was to try to not really do much in the way of content-related mods, but it's actually kind of not 100% clear what is considered to be a content mod and what is not. Like, Graphics Overhaul, this mod list claims not to do anything in the way of gameplay mods, but it does have you install like Tamriel Rebuilt and OAAB data. Yep, she's one of them, and the second is her lost shipment of pillows. There's an abandoned ship full of pillows. Is that the one that has the book, the Captain's Fishy Sticks, or whatever it's called? Because I remember a ship that has the book, the Captain's Fishy Sticks on it. But there are probably other ones, too. So yeah, there will be a pillow for it. There will. There just will. Ooh, there's a mud crab over there. Should we go stab it? I think we should. We're gonna stab this slaughterfish, too. I love the underwater sounds. I feel like these should be like herbs that you can loot, but apparently not. Let's see. I need more magicka so that I can soul trap this bugger. Nope. Oh, come on. Come the fucketh on. I need more fatigue is what I need. I might get a whole bunch of stuff. Here we go. There we go. I've trapped a soul. A tiny mud crab soul. That's exactly the kind of extremely practical thing the Morrowind writers would think of. What? Building a pillow fort? Sounds like there's something that wants to murder me, but I don't know. Ooh, there's a ship! Maybe this is the ship with pillows on it! We have to investigate. How do we get up here, though? This is very important. Very important. I mean, I could levitate. I'm not very good at levitating, but I could try it. Oh, no. Unexplored shipwreck. Not for long it isn't unexplored. See, this is why I love this game. You can just wander around and explore shit. You're not, like, actually doing any quests. But it's fun. You find random shit. I feel it's a lot less possible to do this in the other games. And I don't know why that is, but... Well, I guess I do know why it is, because they've prioritized it a lot less. But just... I'm sad to anyone who doesn't see the value of a pillow fort. Sad. The lost sermon of Vivec. Well, we did get the 37th lesson of Vivec in ESO. This must be the 38th. I don't need more ash yams. Ooh, diamonds. I'll take those. Ash statues. Oh, well, that's not creepy at all. Give me your gold, corpse. I think there's another level? Maybe? Ooh, moon sugar. What's this? Bucket. I will not be taking the bucket. On the value of forts of pillows. Well, now it's suddenly dirty. Okay, we haven't explored this side yet. A cabin. Which doesn't appear to have much of anything. Okay, well, that was a fun little detour. Oh, it's a niche. Let's save. Oh, cliff racer. You know it's coming for me. Oh, and a mud crab. Where'd it go? Shit. For every cliff racer you don't see, there's 50 more you don't see. Ah, flatterfish now. Ah, my god! I'm being slaughtered by slaughterfish. Actually, no, I'm doing a pretty good job of slaughtering them. That was a small slaughterfish. They come in sizes. I should just cast Water Walk. Well, except now there's a cliff racer. Yeah, so the cliff racers get a retexture in this game, so they look kind of swole. I mean, look at that definition. He does not skip window. Also, they sound kind of terrifying. Yeah, they definitely look a lot more threatening. Oh, it was a diseased cliff racer. I didn't get a disease, did I? No, good. The real sad thing is there's no interaction with her once you find it. Oh, the ship full of pillows? That's sad, yeah. You definitely get the feeling with this game there's just a lot of stuff they didn't have time to finish. Man, I'm not used to seeing this many cliff racers in the Bitter Coast region. Hello, Netch. I hope you will leave me alone. Mud crab. And cliff racer at the same time. Oh, I've leveled up again, apparently. After I'm done in Loud, I think I need to spend some time going back to Balmora and doing some inventory management. The ever exciting inventory management. I like to cast Levitate for 1 second on cliff racers. What does that do? It sounds fantastic, but what does it do? Why are there so many of them here? I mean, it's Morrowind, but this is not the area I'm used to seeing a lot of cliff racers in. So it's very slow going around here. Oh, Nick sound too. Jesus Christ. Everything wants to kill me. Look, I am stringy and I do not taste good with ketchup. In the Unpatched game kills them. They just fall straight to the ground and die. Wow. Ooh, look! Another cave! I'm not sure I have time to go in another cave right now. Or the patience for that. Cavern door to Yasamai. Lock level 40. Well, let's get some, The thing is I need to get rid of stuff. I just don't need to go cavern diving before I get rid of some shit. Because right at the moment, I have way too much in my inventory. Also, I'm ready to level up. Yeah, I don't know if that would work still. Open Morrowind fixed a lot of weird bugs, but also I think you need to go to like a spell maker to make a spell that will allow you to cast Levitate on others. So this actually doesn't use the code patch because it's using Open Morrowind, and Open Morrowind doesn't use the code patch. It has the patch for purists, which fixes some things that are not fixed by Open Morrowind. So that's the... there are a couple of patches, like the patch for purists, Dubdilla fix. I don't remember what they all are, but I only installed like the very basic ones. They're not included by default in the graphics overhaul mod list, but I wanted to get the bug fixes in at least. Hello! I am looking for a man.
Hello. Did you want
All
something?
across Japan. Actually, Dwemer artifacts? I don't trust you enough to talk about that. Okay, who is the person I'm supposed to talk to? Rajid at Fat Lake's Drop-Off. That's who I'm supposed to talk to. That is not Rajid. I wonder if cliff racers can be damaged from above in Open Morrowind. They can only be attacked from below in the original game. Is that true? That's interesting. Today I learned. Fat Lake's Drop-Off. That looks like a Rajid.
You wish to speak?
Yes. Well, Outlander, somehow you've ended up in Laod. You look like an adventurer. Exploring the Bitter Coast region? Not that it's any of my business. Is there any specific place you're hunting for? Any little secrets you'd like to share with me? Yeah, I hear you have some Dwemer artifacts. What Dwemer artifacts? The ones Sabasi is looking for. Alright. We're gonna need to, bribe this guy, aren't we? What do you need? I need to know about some Dwemer artifacts. What Dwemer artifacts? Here, just have some money. Okay, maybe now you tell me about some Dwemer artifacts. No, he will not. It was inevitable. The local, the Kumanatong wasn't going to stand by and let the Thieves Guild set up shop in their territory. Yeah. Can I actually bribe him enough that he will like me? No. Well, I've just wasted a lot of money trying to bribe somebody who's unbribable. I'll ask somebody else
You've
about it.
got my ear. Let's hear it.
Nobody trusts me enough. Why don't you trust me? Oh. Well, will he buy stuff from me? No, he won't. Let's drop my moon sugar on the floor. Don't let me forget that, Lee. You can attack down even with two-handed blunt or spears? I think the testers of the original game thought, who in their right mind would want to levitate all the time? A lot of people, it turns out. Everybody in this town hates me. Oh, that wasn't what I meant to do. I'm just gonna throw gold at the problem. Alright. I'll just leave that there for now, because I'm gonna need to talk to other people, and none of them are gonna want to talk to me if I have that on me. But do not let me walk out of here without that.
What is this about?
Yes. Dwemer artifacts. I heard Rajid over at Fat Leg's Drop-Off. Yes! Oh my god, Rajid. Would he not talk to me because of the
What is it,
skooma? I'll try again, I guess. Apparently, I insult him with my bribe. Here, have even more. Okay. And he still won't talk to me about them. What's that thing you dropped called again? Oh, just skooma? There's skooma and moon sugar. Skooma, not even
Yes.
once. Hello. Do I have to bribe you as well? Probably. I'll just preemptively bribe you. Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah.
I suppose I have a moment. What is it?
You're not Fargoth. You're an imposter.
Yes?
Well, maybe I can find his house and break into it. That might be possible. Yeah, you're not gonna tell me anything.
Yes, I'll
Well,
do
if
it.
he's
What may
looking
I
for a
do
buyer,
you?
he doesn't want to tell me about them, that's for sure. Rudius Flaeus' house.
Speak freely, friend.
I'll just tell me the same damn thing.
What's your story?
You cannot purchase honor with gold, Desecrator. And then, you can always use some extra coin. You seem of two minds about it. Okay. This is not
I can
going well.
Spare a few moments. if
This
you
is
have
going
it.
very poorly, in fact.
This smooth skin wants something?
She might know something. It's not grayed out for her. Come on. Are you kidding me?
I could kill that. Those boots are ruined.
And I've gone around in a circle. I've seen everything there is to see. Yeah, maybe there is something in that cave. Oh, there's a Daedric ruin over there and a cliff racer. Ooh, there's a back door here. Or no, it's just a side door.
Good friend, this is an honor.
Maybe I meant to, like, pickpocket him. Oh, it would be real hard in here with these two people.
May you walk on warm sands.
Turn away, dude! Why are you staring at me? Stop staring at me. It makes me uncomfortable. Yes, I will save. He's wearing a nice little, I don't know what you'd call that. Sweater vest? Waistcoat? Well, you all are very charming. Ooh, there is a door here. Well,
I'm waiting. Help!
my crime has been reported. I guess I snuck up onto it. Maybe this was not a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna reload because I don't know what just happened there, honestly, if I'm being honest.
May you walk on warm
Like, am I not supposed to come down here? Hello. Don't want to be stealthed because I.
Speak, traveler.
Yes, will you tell me where to find Dwemer artifacts? No, you won't. You would train me, however. Okay, I'll try bribing her too. Not that she's gonna tell me anything. Oh, this is frustrating. Bribe her a little bit more. She still doesn't know anything about that. Well, okay. We'll go looking around in here then. We won't possibly find any Dwemer artifacts in here. Rip lockpick vendor. Yeah, I didn't really mean to kill her.
Speak, traveler.
Interested in doing some business? Tell you what, I've got to deliver this slave to a Varar Hellas in Balmora as part of a payment. It should be a tough job for you. Deliver a slave? Yeah, just a little unfinished business between Varar Hellas and me. I owe him for a deal we made a while ago. Rabina here ought to pay for my side of the bargain and more. There's a lot of money in some of these slaves. You interested in the work? Am I interested in the work? Sure. Excellent. You'll find Hellas and Balmora in the east side of town. Just tell him Rila and Araneth sent you. Take care with his slave friend. She's worth more than you can imagine. Rabina here might not look like much, but it's what's on the inside that counts. Know what I mean? No, I don't. And I'm not sure I want to. My fate is sealed. I'm sorry. Now I feel super guilty. It is kind of icky, isn't it? Very icky. Tell me about yourself, Rabina. Yes? Tell me about Relam Araneth. Yes, he was my master, but now I must deliver the payment. No, Rabina is only part of the payment. Rabina was made to swallow many bags of wrapped moon sugar. That is the true payment. There is no hope of escape. Oh my god. This is terrible. Rabina has none, once in the possession of Varar Hellas. He will likely slaughter Rabina for the drugs in my belly. My only hope is that you do not take Rabina to that monster and instead help me escape. There are those such as Imkilaya and Ebonheart who are willing to help those like me return to our homes. If you were to take Rabina to him at the Argonian mission, Rabina is sure he would help. I can't possibly let this lady die. I'll help you get to Imkilaya. Surely you are blessed by the gods. Let us travel together. I guess I did the right thing, right?
Wealth beyond measure, Outlander.
Do you know anything about Dwemer artifacts? No. Probably don't want to take that gold. Possibly we shouldn't have been discussing this plan right in front of this dude, but, oh well. Hello, I'm right here! Oh, a drug mule, yeah. I'm sure it's in the gray area. So, if it was just delivering a slave, yeah, whatever, but, like, the fact that she's basically bound to die just tugs at his heartstrings. And, you know, has he mentioned he has a girlfriend now and she's a Khajiit? He has to do right by her. This looks promising. Please, please, please be something useful. Veloth's shield. Lots of armor, but no Dwemer crap, which is what I need. Ancient Dwemer crap. Oh, sorry, Rabina. I know cats don't like to swim. He's like, dude, that's racist. But in your case, I'll forgive you. Since you just saved my life and all.
What was that?
Can you ask your question quickly?
How many people do I have to bribe in order to find this out? Did I just give him 1,000 gold instead of 100? Not sure I meant to do that, but no, he still doesn't know anything about it. No.
Go ahead.
I am looking for stuff. Yeah, I think I did accidentally give him 1,000 gold. Oh well. Easy come, easy go. Nobody knows anything about this shit. It's really quite infuriating.
How may I help you, Dunmer?
I'm just looking, not touching. Well, now I have this random Khajiit following me around. This seems inconvenient.
There's someone watching me. I can tell.
Hey, maybe you can distract our friend here and, while I pick the lock on this chest. Go, like, flirt with him or something. They completely changed that spot. The crates of free steel armor were up on a ledge before. As the devil on your shoulder, I say kill the slavers. There's a lot of them, though. As the angel on the other shoulder, I concur. I mean, there's a certain temptation, but I think they would all try to kill me. Which seems like it would be inconvenient. I wish you would just look away for 10 seconds. Do I have any chameleon spells? Of course not. Why am I so bad at sneaking? I mean, I guess I could just murder this guy. Okay, I give up. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna intervention the fuck out of here. Because I am tired of these annoying fuckers. The question is, where will it take me? Do I have CV or do I just have Divine? I just have Divine. I have no idea where that will take me. We'll find out, won't we? Please be Fort Moonmoth. Please be Fort Moonmoth. Yes! Well, I'm still over encumbered, but... Okay. I'm actually going to take a teensy-weensy break. I know I'm only like a half an hour away from the end, but, actually, no, I'll just keep going. No point in taking a break. Which means I need to cast Feather on myself. Heavy rain coming down here.
Go ahead.
Nope, I
I'm
didn't mean
listening.
to put a weapon in your face. Okay. Oh. I lost my slave lady. Where'd she go? I guess when you divine intervention... Oh yeah, I have to drop my drugs. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Where'd she go? I hope she's okay. Okay, what will you buy? I will not buy that. Our milk. So much crap I have. So much crap. Oh, you can have the spoiled cure disease. Actually, let me use one of these fortify personality things. And I could probably just drop all of them on me because this is Morrowind and that is how these things work. Oh, where did it go? My my personality is now 177. I'm super charming. Ah, Morrowind. Where's my drug mule when I want to hide my drugs? Right? Please buy all my shitty alcohol. Buy my shitty alcohol. I have no idea how long this lasts. Quama, 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 chameleon. I'm sorry, not sorry. Okay, good enough. Oh, she only has 150 gold. Well, screw that. Guess I'm not selling all this stuff to her. It's very disappointing.
I'm sure it's around here somewhere.
Do I still have absurd personality? Yes, I do. Meanwhile, she's standing there alone like, what the fuck? The image of John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, I think that's the meme of that's what she's doing. Don't use shields so you can have that. She has a little bit more gold, thank goodness. Apparel that I need. Yes.
The pleasure is all mine.
I guess I am sort of potion exploiting considering the stack, but hey, I had them in my inventory. It's not like I'm gonna go out of my way to do it, but you're like, sure, Jan. Sure, Jan. Here, maybe you'll buy my copies of Insults of the Dunmer. He buys just about everything, doesn't he? Fortunately, a lot of the really pricey stuff I had to leave behind because inventory was a thing. Okay, he only has 400 anyway, so... There we go.
You choose to share your time with me. You
I
humble
do.
me.
I do. Okay. Maybe you would like to buy some Flynn. Or a book. I am holding on to the sermons. You can have that one. Do I really need this many fucking scrolls of Induces unhinging? Probably not. No, he won't do that. No. I don't even know what I'm trying to do at this point. Fine.
Greetings to you. A pleasure to meet you.
He does some enchanting. But I'm not sure I really have anything good, so... Soul Trap on a weapon would be nice. Let's see what we can get. What's the item? I'll put it on this. Not sure I have any good souls, though. Soul trap for 10 seconds on target. Can I do any longer? Doesn't need to be that long. Seconds should be more than that. 20 seconds is probably fine. Longer it is, the more it will go through it. Okay. We're gonna call it the Soul Eater Halberd because we are badass. Oh, that's expensive, but I'm worth it. Yes.
With pleasure.
Now
Please,
we
go
have
ahead.
a
I'm all in.
soul-trapping, stupid-looking weapon. Okay. I think I've gotten rid of most of the stuff in my inventory. Oh, I need to pick up my, my drugs. Revere will buy my drugs back in Balmora. Well, I don't know that we've been super successful today. We did do the thing for the Fighters Guild, and we went to the Andrano Crypt. But we did not succeed in getting the thing we needed for the Thieves Guild. And I'm honestly not sure how to. What did I do? Do I still have high personality? No, I went back to normal. I also need to sleep because I leveled up. I think if I do go back and give another try to that Thieves Guild quest, I'm going to look in that locked cavern. Because that's the next best guess of where the hell that might be. We got lost twice. No other stats to report. No deaths, I'm surprised. There was one reload because... yeah. I didn't mean to, like, pickpocket the lockpick lady. It has a certain dramatic irony to it, but, might as well try to cast some spells while I'm wandering around here. Get some practice. So we return to Balmora, land of enchantment. Okay, my friend Revere, assuming he has his gold back, will buy my skooma and sugar. Because he's a Khajiit and we're racist like that. But he will. It's not racist if you're right.
Warm day to you.
Alright, buddy. And he does have money. Good. This would be awkward if he didn't. Now, where's the skooma? There we go. Anything else I want to sell? I guess not. Okay. Oh, that's 800. That's way more than he can afford. Well, I'll go for 500 something, and I'll come back tomorrow. There we go. Actually, would he know anything about Dwemer artifacts? No. Hey, cat guy, I heard your people loved swallowing drugs. Here you go. Right? Alright, let's go turn this into the Fighters Guild.
Do you need something?
Hey, lady. Oh, no. That wasn't for you. I turned in the egg mine one. That's right. So I that wasn't actually useful. Oh, but I do need to talk to... Does that go back to Caius or Hasfat and Tablis? I suspect if I go back to Loud, Rabina will still be standing there. I have to go back to the Mages Guild to give it right to her. Okay. Wait, no, don't take it out of the pig bladder first.
What?
He just thought it was a reward. You know, I feel kind of bad for leaving her there because, like, aren't those drugs going to continue moving through her system? Like, I don't know. No, that's not who I want to talk to. Okay. Yes. I have a skull for you. I'll just take that skull from you. Perfect for what I have in mind. Thank you. Now, as I promised, I'll answer your question on the Nerevarine Cult. Go ahead. This Ashlander cult believes the long-dead hero Nerevar will be reborn to honor ancient promises to the other tribes. According to legend, the prophesied Nerevarine will cast down the false gods of the Tribunal Temple, restore the traditional ancestor worship practiced by the Ashlanders, and drive all Outlanders from Morrowind. Both Temple and Empire outlaw the cult, but it persists among the Ashlanders, who care little for Imperial or Temple law. Here, take this copy of my notes on the topic for Caius. I'll do so. Okay.
Greetings.
Let's go talk to bring these over to Caius then. Actually, I think I'll rest before I go over to our friend Caius. Hey, Banana Elf.
I'm intrigued. Go ahead.
You have ascended to level 5, Land of Enchantment. Go Endurance this level. Probably Speed and Willpower, because I needed to do that one. Okay. That's good to me. Let's go talk to Mr. Shirtless Uncle. Don't you know, time doesn't really pass unless you're making progress on the main quest. That's the fantasy of every graduate student, isn't it? Is that the main quest? Imagine.
What?
Alright, where am I going? Oh, I'm going to Shirtless Uncle, so I'm going totally the wrong way. But I will eventually have to go back to my charming villa. I guess I could have slept there. It would have been a better night's rest. But, oh well. What time is it anyway? 7 a.m. I guess I slept all night. I can point you to a whole stats department where the fantasy was pushing one of the 2 professors out of an airplane. Onto the other professor. Wow. You know, that sounds like a lot of parts of academia I've worked in. It can be pretty cutthroat. You can have 2 fantasies. Nobody's limiting you. Alright. Hello, Shirtless Uncle. Before I give this back to you, let me read it myself. Following your notes from Sharn Gra Musgob to Caius Cosades. The Nerevarine Cult. This Ashlander religious cult follows prophecies of a Nerevar reborn to honor ancient promises to the tribes, to re-establish the traditions of the prophet Veloth, to cast down the false gods of the Tribunal Temple, and to drive all Outlanders from Morrowind. Both Temple and Empire outlaw the cult, but it persists among the Ashlanders, despite Imperial and Temple repression. Because it is persecuted, it remains a secret cult, and it is hard to judge how widespread it is among the Ashlanders, or whether it has any following outside the Ashlander tribes. The Nerevarine. The Ashlanders firmly believe that Nerevar will return to restore the glories of ancient Resdain. Morrowind was called Resdain before the Imperial occupation. The Ashlanders say the great houses in the temple have abandoned the pure teachings of the prophet Veloth, forsaking ancestor worship for the false gods of the tribunal, and embracing the comforts of civilization that corrupted the High Elves. The temple, on the other hand, venerates Saint Nerevar, but rejects the disgusting notion that the false incarnate will walk the earth like a ghoul. Nerevar. The temple honors Saint Nerevar as the greatest Dunmer general, first counselor, and companion of Vivec, Almalexia, and Sothasil, who united the Dunmer houses to destroy the evil Dwemer, the treacherous House Dagoth, and their western allies at Red Mountain. But the Ashlanders say Nerevar promised to honor the ancient spirits and the tribal law, and that he will come again to honor that promise. To the Ashlanders, this means destroying the false temple and driving the imperial invaders from the land. Nerevarine Prophecies. Dream visions and prophecies are a respected tradition in Ashlander culture. Haven't I been having funny dreams? Their wise women and shamans take careful note of dreams and visions and pass on the tribe's legacies of vision and prophecy to their successors. By contrast, the temple in the Western phase are suspicious of mysticism, and they regard interpretation of dreams and visions as primitive superstition. The most common version of the Nerevarine prophecy is The Stranger. Oh, that's by Albert Camus, isn't it? The verses are obscure, as are most prophecies, but two observations are in order. First, many less well-informed scholars assume that the phrase, journeyed far neath moon and star, is just a cliché to suggest a very long journey, but the Nerevar of legend was known to possess a magical ring named One Clan Under Moon and Star, upon which Nerevar is supposed to have sworn his promise to honor ancient Ashlander traditions and land rights. Second, the reference to 7 curses must certainly refer to the lost prophetic verses, known to the Ashlanders as the 7 curses. Logically enough. To Vivec, this means making out with Vivec, please. Please let's make out and then you can go kill Dagoth. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. The Stranger. When earth is sundered and skies choke black, and sleepers serve the 7 curses, to the hearth there comes the stranger, journeyed far neath moon and star. Though stark-born to sire uncertain, his aspect marks his certain fate. Wicked stalk him, righteous curse him, prophets speak, but all deny. Many trials make manifest the stranger's fate, the curse's bane. Many touchstones try the stranger, many fall, but one remains. Oh my god, how long does this go on? Lost Prophecies. Ashlander elders complain of prophecies which have been lost to tribal memory due to the carelessness or ineptitude of earlier generations of wise women and Ashkans. Suspicious scholars wonder whether these prophecies might have been deliberately forgotten or suppressed. 3 Nerevarine prophecies in particular are said to have been lost. 1, the Lost Prophecies, well that's logical. 2, the 7 Curses, and 3, 7 Visions of 7 Trials of the Incarnate. Perhaps these lost prophecies will someday be found, either in forgotten accounts written by literate travelers, or in the memories of isolated Ashlanders, or in the secret traditions of the wise women and shamans. Alright then.
If you care to talk, I would consider it a privilege.
Yes. And these are Sharn's notes on the Nerevarine Cult? Excellent. I'm promoting you to Blade's apprentice, Valeyn Dren. I'd like some time to think about how this fits in with the Emperor's plans for you. So if you'd like to get in a little freelance adventuring, go ahead. But whenever you're ready, I have new orders for you. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and give me my orders? I've thought it over, and I want you to interview 3 informants in Vivec City concerning the Nerevarine in the 6th house. First, I want you to speak with Adiranir, a Khajiit Thieves Guild operative. Second, I want you to speak with Hulia, an Argonian in the Morag Tong. Finally, I want you to speak with Maramilo, a temple priestess. Here. I've written the details down so you won't forget. And here are 200 drakes. For bribes and other expenses. Bribes and other expenses. He must know about bribery inflation in Vardenfell. It's out of control. I wrote a letter to Mother about it. It was easier writing her about that than it was about the fact that I killed the dude. But you know. Oh, I should tell him about my dreams. You're worrying me, Valeyn Dren. You're not going loopy on me, are you? A word of advice. In Morrowind, if you have disturbing dreams, the temple says you're crazy, and they want to lock you up. If you have disturbing dreams and they think they mean something, then the temple thinks you're a prophet or witch, and they want to lock you up. So take my advice and keep a lid on it. Okay. I'll take that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. Alright. So, this seems a good place to stop for the evening. Oh. Mother, of course, required a bribe to read my letter, which I included in the envelope. Yes! That's the kind of relationship we have, Mother and I. Oh, I love you folks. It's been great being here with you tonight. I'm going to call it a night. But again, thank you so much for coming out. I love seeing all of your faces. Virtually, of course, I mean. Let's see if I can find somebody to hand you over to. But first of all, you could have been anywhere tonight, and you chose to spend it here with me, being the angel and devil on my shoulder, and I'm very grateful for that. And soon, as a token of my appreciation, there will be Wake Up Gwarple t-shirts.